Real estate buying and selling is where you lose the most money and gain the most money at the same time. One party is always gaining and one party is always losing. Let me ask you a question. Anybody out there want to go buy a car without knowing exactly what they want? Are you just going to walk into any dealership and give them money, tell them to give you any car they have? No. So why are we buying houses like this? I don't see enough buyers planning. And that's one of the steps I'm going to show you how to do today. Grab a pen and paper. The name is still Yemiadegorite, and let's go. Planning. What I mean by planning is asking yourself three main questions: the why, the when, and the what. I know pandemic forced a lot of people to ask themselves why, but most of them didn't know what they wanted. They just wanted to get out of, say, condominiums, all the high-rise apartments. They just wanted to get out of where the crowd was and to just get anywhere. As a buyer, you want to plan for at least a year. Events like pandemic can show up, like bubble can show up, but if you have your plans, it'll be hard for anything to show up and derail you from that plan. Anybody, an agent or an event that wants to derail you must have a good reason why. And when you plan, you want to plan for at least a year with your agent. Let me tell you one little truth. Buying real estate is different from selling real estate. If you have a house to sell, all you got to do, you can even go on the yellow pages and flip the pages and call an agent. The agent really doesn't have to know too much about you. No, the agent doesn't really have to know too much about you. The agent just has to know what your house is worth and what they can ask for it and how much they can get you as the best in the market at that time. So there's no interpersonal relationship when you're selling. However, buying is the complete opposite of that. When you're buying, you need an agent that knows a lot about you, an agent that's ready to save your money because they see you as more than a deal. They will be less eager to push you into multiple offers because they know how much you want to spend. They know what you want. They know why you want it. And the when is just left for them to help you find it when you're ready. Buying and selling is complete opposite. Stop buying like you sell. Find an agent today and start working with them if you know you want to get into the market. Work with them at least a year. And when you go in the market, you're going to get exactly what you want. That's the first mistake most buyers make. And we need to stop doing that to ourselves. Find an agent, work with an agent for a year. Let them show you everything available. You know where you stand. You get to your how you want to buy. And that how is your credit, because you've been working on it. You know how much your credit score is. And you also know how much down payment you have. Therefore, from now on, if you know someone looking to buy, make sure they have an agent that's there walking the buying process with them. When you plan, you're going to plan along what mortgage you want to end up with. From the get-go, you want to target the banks. That's where you get the best interest rate. If you can't get in the bank, I don't see why not if you have 1 year of planning. But say you can't get into the bank because you don't have something that they require, anything. Plan for a B lender. A B lender is a financial institution almost as good as the banks. A B lender gives you interest rate a little higher than the banks, but you'll be prepared for it because you plan for it. What you don't want when it comes down to mortgages is getting a mortgage from a private lender. Do not do that. Private lenders have their time of day when that's your last option, when what is at stake is worth using a private lender, but do not let that be your go-to. When your mortgage broker suggests something like that to you, make sure you've cleared all the avenues for why you can get it from the A lender and the B lender. Private mortgages, let me tell you a little about private mortgages. They wreck people. I've seen enough people having to get up, pack their stuff, and leave the house that they just bought a year or two ago because they cannot maintain the mortgage anymore. For example, when you get a private lender gives you like $500,000. Let's just say that's an example. At a 10% rate, your mortgage, which is interest only. So the interest on the 500,000, 10% is 50,000. So for a period of 12 months, you're going to pay the lender $50,000. They divide 50 by 12, you get to pay them $4,000 plus every month. And at the end of 1 year, guess what? You still owe the lender $500,000. You have not paid a single dime off of the principal that you took from the lender. You've only paid up interest. It takes about a year or 2 years for that realization to hit. Then they look back, and the option left for most of them at that point is packing up and getting out because they're already working 2 jobs, but they're not able to make that payment continuously. So in your planning still, you want to plan for mortgage. Like whatever you're getting, you should be able to carry the mortgage for a year or 2 without stress. Yes, you should have some backup money to carry your mortgage in case of any, external factor that you never planned for shows up. You have enough money backing you up to continue paying your mortgage. And if your mortgage is $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 a month, most people give up and they go back to being a tenant. If you remember this pyramid, you go from tenant to buyer, and hopefully you become a seller one day. But if you don't plan right, you're going back to the bottom of this pyramid as a tenant. You do not want that situation. So plan well, and especially know where your mortgage source is coming from, even before you go into the market. Next step is FOMO. We all have to understand this phenomenon before we get into the market. So we decide if we want to participate in it or we do not want to participate in it. FOMO is the fear of missing out. When that happens, there's a bubble. When that happens, there is a situation where anyone can put down any kind of building and ask for ridiculous amount of money. And guess what? Not only do they get it, they actually get people fighting over themselves because it's a bidding war now. It's multiple offers, and you're giving 100,000 more. I want to give 200,000 more. Somebody else walks in, they want to give $350,000 more than what the person's already asking for, which is already too high. You do not want to get in situations like that. And if you've planned that along, that you can actually do that, then good for you. If that's not in your plan, just back off and let them do their thing. There are people out there with stupid money and they're ready to spend it. When I'm on the seller side, yes, I take that money. When I'm on the buyer side, I try to tell my buyer to wait. If waiting is an option, let's wait, because there are consequences to FOMO. Those are the people that end up a year after leaving the house. The bank, sometimes they'll come and they appraise the house that you overpaid for, and they tell you, no, that 200, 300,000 extra on that house, you have to bring it along with your down payment, which most people don't have, and they end up getting private to cover that part. Or they walk away, losing whatever deposit they have on the property that they overbid it for. So there are a lot of consequences to doing FOMO. There are a lot of consequences to multiple offers. There are a lot of consequences to bidding wars. You have to plan that along with your agent in case there's an event, there's a situation where we have to do multiple offers. How much can we not go past? You have to have all that in your plans. If you don't do that, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. My name is Yemi. The Right Property is the channel. Like and subscribe if you know what you've heard is useful to you, or it's gonna be useful to people you know, or someone you know that's looking to buy. Like, subscribe, share this video. The sole purpose of starting this channel is to save everybody money. A lot of people, they don't have enough questions for their agents, and they just get into deals. And guess who walks away at the end of the deal? Your agent, your mortgage broker, your lawyer. They go on to the next deal. You are left with the property. You're left with a mortgage. You're left with the consequences. Start thinking about you. You're the buyer. You have the final say on everything. If you have your plan, it'll be hard for anybody to change your plans. And when they change it, it's going to have to make sense to you. So let's start following the steps, and we're going to have a good time doing real estate businesses. The next video, I'm thinking I'm going to do the buyers that buy pre-construction directly from builders, because they also have to put some stuff in mind. Although the builder has the final say in almost everything that happens over there, but I bet we can still find ways to help them save money as well. Like and subscribe and share this video. Watch my other videos, and let's keep this series going. See you all at the top.